Hey, thanks. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and today we're going to talk about Facebook advertising. It's one of the kind of incredible areas that we've made improvements to in our system. So I'm going to show you how to run ads today. But I didn't actually get time to look, and I always like to find out. There are a lot of new people here. For you new folks, when did you sign up? Are you with us with a couple weeks? Have you? And also, when it comes to Facebook advertising, how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel confident with it? Do you feel like you don't really know what's going on? Because I would really like to know, kind of what this audience is like today. So while you're answering that question in the GoToMeeting panel, I want to bring up this post that just got updated today. And it has to do with this ad right here, which is not like a super awesome, listing, but it's a listing out there, and this agent ran an ad on it. And she came back to us to update this, that she's got 51 leads in 2 days with a 7-day $35 ad. Her leads are automatically flowing into KV Core, and she's got a mini custom text campaign running on it. 10 phone numbers are bad, so she took them out. But 2 people have responded looking for something different, so she set up property alerts, and she's got 1 cash buyer tomorrow, so she's pretty psyched. You should look at this because actually this just came in. After 1 week run, 153 leads, okay? Of those, she's talking to 3 to 4 people. 11 people have unsubscribed from her text campaigns, and that's understandable. 4 have not responded, 2 were jerks. Not bad for 35 bucks, 153 leads and talking to cash buyers from a Facebook ad, right? And I really want to stress that because I think a lot of people, I've heard this plenty of times, saying something that Facebook leads are not really that good, right? And as you can see, Rhonda here is putting information in the system saying, like, with a $35 ad, she's talking to a lot of people and has some business going on, right? I hope you can see that. Mita says you've been with us for over 2 years. I appreciate that, Mita, and you need help. Well, ask your questions. That's the purpose of this call today, Mita. So I wanted to start off with that because that update came in, and I want to show you how easy it is first to run an ad. And if you can put it in the chat panel, have you run ads on Facebook and have you run ads in Listings to Leads? Because they're totally 2 different worlds. Let's see if I can kind of figure out even how to go create an ad on Facebook today, because honestly, it changes all the time. And here's creative. So if I go create an ad here in Facebook, and I'm going to create a new ad, you will start to see that there are many pages of things that I got to check, right? It's a very simple ad, but you'll find that you have to check a lot of boxes, and you have to know how to exactly do it, right? And it changes, like that view that we were just looking at in Facebook. I've never seen it look like that before. And I've been training on Facebook advertising since Facebook had advertising. So I'm pretty familiar with it, right? But I don't even know what they're doing anymore. And the beauty of that is, and you'll notice when you log in, there's a pop-up about getting seller leads with phone numbers in 30 seconds. Now that point of 30 seconds, let me show you how easy it is to run an ad. That little pop-up said, hey, there's a pending ad in 30 seconds. So I'm clicking that. I'm going to click a listing ad, and here's one in contract right here. So I'm just going to leave that because that's like a pending ad. If you leave it on lead ads and click create an ad, all you got to do is type in the location, right? So I'm going to say St. Paul. Let's see if that works. Minnesota, and I can publish. It's going to have a $35 ad. It's going to run for 7 days. That is exactly what the that lady was saying right here, what Rhonda was saying right here. She ran a 7-day ad for 35 bucks. So how do you do that? You choose your property, you type in the name of the city, and you click publish. Any questions on that? How you run an ad, right? If there are any questions, let me know. Let me answer a few questions that you haven't asked. You can actually borrow a listing and run an ad on it the same way. As soon as you borrow a listing, let me take you over here to the listing section. You see this add listing button? You can grab an active listing. So if you've got a colleague that has a listing, if you're a buyer's agent and the listing agents have listings, you want to grab it. All you got to do is click that button, drop in the zip code and MLS ID, deselect this since it's not your listing. It's still going to look like your listing, but we're not going to create a YouTube video. Just click grab, right? And then once it's here, like you might do that for an open house. And let's look here. If I click on market listing, the first thing I can do is create an ad. This is an open house right here. So the first thing you're going to do, this home is in Berkeley. I'm just going to type in Berkeley, California, right? Leave the radius, $35 ad, week 7 days long. Now, if I click on advanced options, you're going to notice that it's going to my business page down here and my Instagram page, right? So this ad is flowing into 2 different major platforms, and it's designed to capture leads in both of them, right? So I see questions here, so definitely feel free. Let's see. When you click retarget leads, does it target? Yeah, I'm going to answer that in just a second, Adrian. I have one ad account on Facebook. Can it be used in multiple business pages? Yes, Janice. So when we're and then from different. Yeah, I think Adrian, I'm going to answer that question. So let's answer Janice's because it's a little more straightforward. I have one Facebook ad account, and in Facebook, can it be used on multiple business pages? I think the answer is yes, because here, you see here, we've only got one ad account. It's listings to leads. If you had multiple ones connected to your Facebook account, those would be the option. You'd have multiple options, Janice. So Adrian is asking a question about retargeting, and I want to definitely answer that, but I also want to tell you that that's a little bit advanced. I'm showing you the very simple way of doing it, but even though it's advanced, all of you on this call should start taking advantage of this. So now I'm going to slow down. I'm going to click this button that says retarget current leads, okay? And what that means, you see right here, it says custom audience. What retargeting means is that you have a custom audience. It's basically a saved list of emails in Facebook. That's what it is, okay? And you could have your own in the past connected in your Facebook ad manager, but when you turn on retargeting and listings to leads, and you need to listen to this because Adrian, this probably is going to affect you, but we've got a lot of clients that have been clients for years, and they've been collecting hundreds and even thousands of leads in those years. When you turn on retargeting, what that does is that creates a file, it creates a custom audience in your Facebook ad manager, in your Facebook ad account. And we will drop all of our leads that we've collected for you into that. And any future leads of any leads that you capture, we're going to drop into that custom audience. And this is why that's important. A lot of people, a lot of realtors, and remember when I was talking here and I was saying people say, oh, Facebook leads are not very good, right? And I was talking about this ad here. That's because a lot of realtors feel like if I get a lead, I should have them in my office in 48 hours signing a contract, right? That's what many realtors think is online leads are, right? They're not really interested if they clicked on that, right? That's kind of the thought process behind that. But you definitely need to have follow-up. And Adrian's saying, hey, there's no bad lead, there's only bad follow-up. And that is a really true statement. If you don't have a follow-up plan, there's probably no reason for you to be collecting leads, honestly. Because it's very rare that somebody is you're gonna capture them in one day, and you're gonna reach out to them, and they're gonna go, yeah, I can't wait to talk to you, and let's meet. I just for contrast, this lady here has 135 leads, 153 leads in 7 days for $35 investment. She's got a couple jerks in there, but she's got some stuff that's going on, right? She's got a cash buyer. She's talking to 3 to 4 people. That's all good, for 35 bucks. I think you want to do that. I think you want to have that going. But she's got them dropping right into KV Core. She's got a custom text campaign running on it too, right? So she definitely has her follow-up down. She's got that straight. And so if you start running ads and you're collecting a bunch of leads, you want to have a follow-up plan. And part of that can be running ads on custom targets. So right here, if I check the box that says retarget current leads, you could type in this box, I don't have any custom audiences. You could choose your custom audiences. And when you turn on retargeting, and yeah, there's actually a previous step where you have to accept retargeting. And that allows listings to leads to create a file in your Facebook account and take all of your leads that you've captured with us in the past and all of your leads that you're going to capture in the future and add them to that custom audience. So you could type in listings, L to L leads. And then when you run this ad up here, and it's going to everybody in Berkeley and 15 miles around, it's also going to go in front of this group. So I know Adrian's been in the business a while. Adrian, were you using custom audiences before you started working with listings to leads? Because and if you can just answer the chat panel, let me tell you guys, a lot of people, a lot of realtors, probably some of you, have paid other companies for leads, like Zillow. You've heard of Zillow, right? A lot of people pay for leads, and then they call us because they're saying, oh, those leads suck and they cost too much money. Not everybody says that, but the people who call me are the people who say that, right? So, but let's say you've been doing that for a couple of years, right? And you got a bunch of leads and they're not doing anything. Well, you can download those and you can upload them to your own Facebook ad account as a custom audience, right? You might also have your own CRM that you've been collecting leads forever, and you've got a drip campaign going, but really your phone is not ringing from that list. You could upload that list to Facebook, and that would be a custom audience, and you would be able to drive ads to it right here in this gray box. And all of that, why you want to do that is because what I was saying earlier, very few leads are going to see your ad and come into your office in 48 hours and sign a contract with you, right? So you're going to need to touch those leads multiple times. A drip campaign can help, but running ads on Facebook in front of them again is also a way, because you see up here it says sponsored by listings to leads. Your ads are not sponsored by listings to leads. Your ads are sponsored by your business page. So the more often your leads see your business page, the better it is for your business, right? So Scott's got a question here about, Vincent, you mentioned another agent has leads going to, can you please guide me to where and how to connect KV Core? Scott, I can't, but you know what? If you log into your account, there's a support page right down here on the left. And if you click support and you type that question, just ask them, how do I get my leads into whatever, like KV Core, Scott, right? I'm pretty sure we have that. Should I create a new lead ad form for every listing, or create an agent lead form and use that same form for every listing? I am not sure, Adrian. You should always create lead ads. Let me just go over here to the ad section. You may not know what lead ads are, so let me just create a listing ad. And I'm going to say I want to market this open house. You notice that it's defaulting to lead ads, okay? Now what that means is that when you use lead ads, that's a pre-populated form on Facebook. And that form has a name, email, and phone number, and it's pre-populated with the name, email, and phone number that the lead has in their profile. So they don't even have to type stuff in. That's why clients are getting such great leads, because the stuff is in there, right? Now, there are some times where the phone number is old, and that will, that phone number may work or may not work. And, that's going to happen because people change their phone numbers and they change their emails. But Adrian, in response to your question, I think we're not even asking you to create a form anymore. We're doing it automatically. The form is just, it's a lead ad form. So if you want to use this, you're not even creating your own form anymore. In some places you are, but that's going to go away because we're really doing everything we can to minimize steps so that it's like 1, 2, or 3 clicks and you're done, right? In this case, 1 is type in the location. 2, maybe change your budget, and then click retarget, type in the kind of retarget group you want to do, and click publish. That's how you run an ad, and that's how Rhonda ran an ad and has 153 leads for 35 bucks. Okay, so that's on running a listing. Now, is there an ad to brand yourself? Not in our system. If we go to the ad section right here, there are 3 kinds of ads that you can run. We've run a couple of landing page ads. I'm sorry, listing ads. We ran, remember the first one was a pending, and the second one I just did was an open house. There's landing page ads, and then there are PDF report ads. So if I say landing page ads, I could say, oh, I want to do a new construction lead ad so I can get phone numbers, create the ad, and there you see it's going to be branded as your business page. Obviously, you type in the location and you click publish. Now, Mita, I don't know what you are thinking branding yourself is. I don't even know what that means. For us, and for me in particular, branding you as an agent is telling the market that you are a resource in real estate, right? You're like an information resource. You can help them with a transaction in buying or selling a home. Now, if you want to do that in a video, you could, right? But you wouldn't run that necessarily through our system. You could if you kind of went, you kind of went, like you see here, it says change media. We're getting to the point where you can actually upload video to that. And let me tell you why I'm talking about video. This is in our mastermind group, and you guys should be looking. You should look at this guy's post. If you've been on my calls, you will see that I often talk about this guy because he's got the winning formula for getting listings. Now, this right here, this video right here, I mean, it's pretty high quality. I don't know how he does it, who's doing it, but it's done well, right? And it's him saying, hey, I just sold a home in this neighborhood again, and here's what's going on, and here's what I do. So that's kind of like a branding message. I would go check this out. It was in August of last year, and he tells us like he's got 5 listings in 3 months from that one activity, that and using our nearby homeowner letter. Okay, nearby homeowner letter is one of the top tools for getting listings, but that's not really the point of this call today. This call is about Facebook advertising. Now, we do have a way of helping you get a video on an ad, but that's kind of what I think of branding. But I also think branding, this is the new construction ad that we were looking at. Let me give you my view of branding, because I think video is great. While I was talking, I clicked on create a PDF report ad, right? And there are 25 reports for buyers, and there are 25 reports for sellers. So if I click this button here, the round one, I can download it and read it. And if you download it, you're going to notice that your content, your contact information is on every one of those pages. All right. If I click this button that says create ad, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to create an ad, right? And then you type in your town, like whatever, Austin. I'm going to Austin, Texas this week. It's going to get hot, hanging out with the Remax people. This to me is branding. Okay, Mita. It's not branded to listings to leads, it's branded your business page. So let me talk about Facebook advertising, not only in terms of lead gen, but also of branding, right? And this is like a strategy that I've talked to many agents about because they don't know what their monthly budget should be with Facebook. And I know that many of you are experienced with Facebook, and I'm gonna just guess that many of you are not. Let me tell you a couple things about Facebook. First, 70% of American adults spend around 40 minutes every day on this website. They're just flowing through on their phone, they're driving and looking at Facebook, they're sitting. Maybe some of you are looking at Facebook right now because I am just so boring to listen to, right? And that's just how it is. It's like people are going all the time. I'm trying to get Facebook to work for me. It's like jammed up here. Hopefully I don't, let's see, it's good. So when you go to Facebook, it looks like this, right? It's like people just look at all the nonsense. Oh, here's my cat. Oh, here's whatever. Here's pictures of my kids. You know, this is what Facebook is about. This is, yeah. So people are looking at Facebook for 40 minutes every day. So think of that. When I say create a listing ad, and if you can write anything down, it is this. You should run one listing ad every week, minimally for 4 days. That would cost you $20. Okay. There are 4 weeks every month, so that's $80 every month just to run one 4-day ad. I want to tell you though, if you create a 4-day ad in Facebook, it will be seen by 2,000 to 3,000 people. So Mita, speaking to your brand, 2,000 to 3,000 people are going to see your business page. Okay, that's just for one ad. Then every week you should be running either a landing page ad or a custom PDF report ad. And you can create custom landing pages. If you click this button, you can create custom landing pages for your areas, for your home value. If you want to do that, you can create ads like that. And every time you run an ad, 2,000 or 3,000 people are going to see it. In this case, people are going to start to recognize that you can give them a free home value, right? That means you are a real estate resource because you can provide that kind of service. All right. Now, again, if we go back to the PDF report ads, there's a lot of concepts in real estate. What should I do? Right? Buying a new construction home, right? All these things, 5 unexpected costs of home ownership. And that's, this is a resource. This is information. We wrote this in-house. We've even got, let me show you this. If you go over to the library, you'll notice that all my PDFs have this really bright red look. Click on settings, and that's set up for Remax. Maybe you work at Century 21 and you want those colors to be reflected in your PDFs so that you can make it, work. And you can customize that yourself. So now when I go back to ads and I go back to PDFs, that branding matches my branding, right? You might also be working in some parts of the country where there's a lot of Spanish speakers. Guess what? We translated this stuff to Spanish too. So you are a resource. That's what really, in my mind, a realtor is. You're a professional that can help people buy and sell real estate, right? So how are you going to get that in front of the market? How are you going to build that brand? If you're running, like I said, one listing ad and either one PDF report ad and one landing page ad every week, that's 2 ads every week. That should cost you around 50 bucks a week. There are 4 weeks every month, usually. That's about 200 bucks a month. Now you can spend more on the ads, so 200 to 300 bucks is a really, it's a really smart strategy to have. $200 to $300 on Facebook ad spend every month. You know how many people are going to see your business page? 15 to 20,000 times they're going to see sponsored by Mita, the Rockstar Realtor, right? Some of those people, as you can see from our Facebook post, are going to be clicking and communicating with you. That's how you get business out of Facebook ads, right? All of our tools are designed to capture leads. And I'm gonna point out one more thing. You'll notice, and this has more to do with just core listings to leads. You'll notice that we want you to take advantage of statuses. Here's something that's just active, right? Active, under contract, sold. A lot of agents feel like, oh, I sold my properties. I don't have any more listings. I have nothing to market anymore. That is crazy. Sorry, this is a sold property. Let me click on market listings. And it's going to drop us immediately on the Facebook section. And I'm going to click create ads. And it says, this property is sold. This will affect your home value. Get your free home value, right? So sold advertising is designed to get listing leads. If you want more listings, run ads on your sold properties. It's as simple as it gets. You can increase the radius if you want, right? But you click create an ad, you can change the media, that would change the photos, stuff like that. And that's really a great thing about properties in the later stages when they're under contract, pending, or sold. All of our call to actions start to talk about you need your home value. That affected your home value, right? So again, that high level view of what should I do with Facebook, borrow a listing if you have to, and run an ad. If you help somebody, you know, a lot of agents have figured out, if you help a buyer buy a home, that means that the home's sold. So you could pull in that sold listing and run a sold ad on it once it's closed, right? Because if you want more listings, right? What if you help somebody buy a home in a neighborhood that you want more listings in, that's a super smart way to go, right? This is not the class on all the tools to help you get more listings, but I'm going to just take us into the mastermind group here. You should, I'm going to guess some of you want more listings, right? If you do, let's see, how do we do this? Let's go. Well, just search for recorded webinar inside the mastermind group. And you will see that every time that I do a webinar, like the one today, it is recorded and it's put in this mastermind group. And right here, you'll see June 7th, June 21st, top tools to get more listings. You'll find that sold advertising and the tools that we create around sold properties are all on that list. So if you want more listings, go check out that. Go in the mastermind group, look for recorded webinar, and look at my top tools for getting more listings, right? This guy here also, Chris Winstead, who I mentioned earlier, actually talks a little, he joined me on a call last month. So you might want to hear what he's saying about what's going on in his world. So again, you know, when you run 8 ads a week, your business page is going to be seen by 15 to 20,000 people as sponsored by that business page. You're going to collect hundreds of leads every week. As you can see, I showed you the ad from Rhonda up there. $35 spend got her 153 leads. That's fantastic, right? That's fantastic. That's where you want to be. You want to be doing that consistently. And then when you're running those future ads, once you're able to, I'm going to go back to this open house. I wanted to give you a little more deeper concept, a little more deeper detail on this. When I click retarget ads, there's one thing about custom audiences. Facebook will not allow you to use a custom audience unless there's more than 1,000 leads in it. Okay, that's kind of an important data point. I didn't give it to you earlier because I think it's confusing. But for instance, let's say you're a brand new client to Listings to Leads, and let's say you're a brand new agent. Okay, so you don't have any leads anywhere else because you just got licensed and you're now working for somebody, and you say, you know what, Vince says I should run 8 ads a month. I'm going to do that. And you turn on retargeting, and that tells Listings to Leads to create a custom audience in your Facebook ad manager for you. But you're brand new, you're green, you have no leads. And then you start running ads. And this month you capture 200 leads. Go into the custom audience. But the custom audience does not have 1,000 leads, right? So you can't actually use it for retargeting. And then next month you collect 300 leads, and we drop those leads into the same custom audience. So now you got 500 leads. Still not 1,000, so you can't actually target those people. You kind of get it now, right? The more leads, as soon as that file has 1,000 leads, it's going to pop up, and you can use that, and you can say, I want those people to see my ads over and over. And when you run ads, if you want to convert leads, definitely retarget, because that's that, you know, if I captured a lead this week and next week I run another ad and they keep seeing my ad sponsored by me over and over, that's when you start getting conversion, right? I don't know the exact numbers in marketing, but high level, you know, marketing and advertising, nobody buys on the first. I mean, some people buy, but in general, people don't buy on the first ad they see. They buy on the 8th or 9th or 10th, right? This is just general speaking of marketing and advertising. Coca-Cola knows this, White Claw knows this, Ford and BMW know this. This is why they're advertising all over the place, right? So for you, I can't tell you go spend money on TV ads because it's hugely expensive. But I can tell you spend a few hundred in Facebook and you're going to be seen thousands of times, and you're going to get leads out of it, and you're going to get business out of it. I can totally tell you that. Now, I do also want to say there are a lot of other platforms and tools to use to get leads, really high quality leads. But the point of this call today, is about Facebook advertising. So we've also got some new ways of running video ads. So I don't know enough about that yet. So I would say, you know, keep an eye on my next class once I figure out how we can do that. So retargeting won't happen unless there are 1,000 leads in there. That is correct, Janice. That's correct. Now, that being said, you might have 1,000 leads in your CRM somewhere, right? Like in your you might have old market leader leads or whatever, right? You could create your own custom audience, and as long as that is 1,000, it's going to be able to be used in this custom audience. So when we're looking at in this box, what I want to make clear is this part of the step is to connect to your own Facebook ad account. So if you have your own custom audiences with other lead sources, not necessarily just Listings to Leads, you'll be able to retarget in this system on those leads as well. So, you know, that's just an FYI. Retargeting is really important because, you know, one thing, you see this over here, it says follow-ups new. You could join this beta, and I'm gonna spend a couple minutes on this. We are building our own follow-up system, not a full-fledged CRM, but we know a lot of great ways to convert leads. And so there's kind of like, you know, you don't know this about Listings Leads. We've been alive for 11 years as a company. And we have succeeded and grown because we have so many ways of capturing leads. You guys probably don't even know all of the tools that capture leads for you. I don't blame you because, you know, we've been building this for 11 years. It's hard to find everything. And so, but there are kind of two themes that I think are going on with our company right now. One is to simplify things, make it easier for you to use listings to leads. And as you go through the rest of this year, 2021 and 2022, you're going to find that this is going to get easier and easier to use. But the other very important thing is we are going to be way more serious about converting leads, because it's when you convert leads that you actually make some money. Capturing leads means you're collecting email addresses and phone numbers, and that's cool, but it's when you convert that's when you can pay yourself, right? So I would recommend that you join that follow-up plan or this beta group and get involved and get familiar with it, because following up on leads is critical, because that's when you convert them. And we're building out something that's going to be so awesome. I'm excited about that. I'm also going to say one more thing, and this is a little bit deeper. It's not necessarily totally us, but I'm kind of done, I think. I mean, I don't think I have any new information. I'm just going over and over the same thing. This here, what we've referenced it a few times, right? She's got 153 leads as of today. Oh, that's right. Okay. She talks about something here, and I want to just say it. This has nothing to do with listings to leads, but she says 11 people have unsubscribed from my text campaign. Okay. Now, I don't know. I guess she's running that through KV Core, right? Because she's saying my leads are going in KV Core. And I'm just going to tell you this as a FYI, right? Listings to Leads was named as a company in a lawsuit just a year or two ago. And obviously, Scott and I freaked out, and it's like, what? And we look at it, and then we looked at the lawsuit, we realized that somebody had captured a lead with our tool and then dropped it inside of another software company similar to KV Core and started text campaigning these leads. Okay. And I don't really even know the CRM that they were using. But that triggered a lawsuit because people weren't expecting that. So I just want to say that to do your research before you start doing this. I hope you understand what I'm saying, because you don't want a lawsuit. That lawsuit occurred with an agent in Coldwell Banker in Florida. And we were not, we actually, even though our company was named in it, we were not actually part of a crime, because they could have captured leads from anywhere. It was actually what triggered the lawsuit was just a text campaign, right? So I'm just saying that has actually not a lot to do with Facebook, but because it's right there, and I'm pretty sure all of you are seeing that going, oh, that's really cool, I want to do a text campaign. Just be careful with that. Make sure you know what's going on in your state, because I don't know about you, I'm not into lawsuits at all. So everybody, are there any questions about Facebook ads, or any questions about anything in the system? I'd be happy, because I think that's kind of my story. I will tell you this, I'll kind of go on. I'm going to go to the landing page section, and you can create unlimited landing pages, right? And you'll notice that I've got a really cool landing page right here for buyers. And I'm just going to point it out to you because you can create your own landing page. You see this ticking time bomb clock thing here? You can just snap that right in there. All the language on the right, you can just customize all that language, right? You see this video popping up? I know Mita asked earlier about branding yourself. You could, if you wanted, create a video and put it on here. I don't know if I would really recommend it, but you could and say, hey, if you want to have a conversation, click that button. I just don't know if that's really where it's at. I think a lot of where what people want is property, right? They want to buy property or they want to sell property. If you're able to convey that you can buy and sell property, it's more through the actual action. You know what I mean? Like when you show, hey, I sold a home. Hey, I just listed a home. Hey, I've got an open house for a home. This is way more telling. This is way more important to the market than you standing in front of a camera saying, hey, I really know everything about real estate and you should work with me. So that's how we approach branding, is tell people, give them the information that you are involved in transactions. And also you can just be a resource. As I said, there's 50 PDF reports talking about the various, parts of real estate that you may want to, share. Can we swap the business page used when creating an ad? I think so, Janice. I showed you that earlier. Let's just do this real quickly. When I click create an ad, it's going to be for sellers. In advanced options, if you've got multiple business pages, they're going to be visible right here under pages, under advanced options. Do you understand that, Janice? I have three, this is from Denise. I have 3 or 4 custom audiences that I upload to Facebook, and there's nowhere near 1,000, but they have. Oh, well, I don't know, Denise, maybe I am wrong. Have you, so Denise is saying that she's got a few, 3 or 4 custom audiences. They don't even have 1,000, how do you say, contacts in them, but they're still okay for retargeting. So maybe I have a wrong number. She's saying that, I honestly, Denise, that's something that Scott told me. So maybe it's not like you need 1,000. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure. But if you go run an ad again, Denise, well, first of all, you're saying that you haven't done it in months. If you're running ads, you should definitely be retargeting all the time. That's one thing. And if they bounce you and this is a new rule, please put a message in the mastermind group so that we're all familiar and know that. But Denise is saying that she has used custom audiences with far fewer than 1,000 leads, and Facebook is fine with that. So maybe that's good. So the ad account doesn't matter for which page it points to. No. Many of you have, oh yeah, I hear you. Many of you, Janice is asking me, so the ad account doesn't matter. The ad account doesn't matter for which page. The way that it is, guys, if I go, so this is me, we all, if we're on Facebook, we have our personal page. This is my personal page, right? And so I share my personal stuff here, right? But if I go to create an ad, it's gonna ask me what group do I want to promote? And I got all these pages, right? And so that's kind of it. So I have multiple pages that I can run ads from. So when I'm inside of listings to leads and I have connected my group, now I have one that I can choose, but there's actually multiple ones. And that's because this is an actual business page and the other ones are kind of like whatever weird stuff, right? So that's kind of the nature. It should show you a list of companies that you can run through. Yeah, Denise has mentioned that that Facebook keeps changing their format. Facebook changes their format every 3 or 4 days. That's why it's so smart to run ads right here, because we have the Facebook software and we put it in, it's in the back. There are many things in Facebook that you need to check and you wouldn't know it unless you heard somebody like me or Scott or some guru talking about what's going on. And frankly, those things that you need to check, they change over time. So it's way easier for you to run ads right here instead of going to the ad manager. You may not know this, but I was doing a class on Facebook advertising, I think every week for years and years. And my God, talk about herding cats, right? Trying to get realtors to understand, oh, click here, click here. What a nightmare. I am so grateful that I do not need to talk about that ever again. I can say, hey, go here, choose what kind of, go to our ads page, choose what kind of ad you want to run, whether it's a listing ad or a landing page ad or a PDF report ad, and boom, you're going to be done in just a few clicks, right? So I must run the same ad twice to hit both of my pages. Yes, Janice. Yes, that's right. Yeah, because you're targeting one page at one time or another, right? So, any other questions, guys? One thing that you haven't asked is this call is being recorded and it will be in the mastermind group later today. Okay. What else do we have? What else do we have? I think that's it. I think that's in terms of the new stuff. The follow-up is really strong, and so I definitely recommend that you get in there. The listings, if you hadn't noticed, and Adrian, I don't know if you're still on the call, we totally revamped this page right here, and we're even going to tighten it up. The listing page used to look different, and now when you click on market listings, we automatically drop you on Facebook ads. So you can create an ad in one click, type in the location, go here. And you'll notice that social media posts are here. We can auto post to your social media. Not a lot of reach, not a lot of lead gen, but we're doing it automatically for you so your homeowner gets, good advertising. You can tell them, hey, I put it on my Facebook, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, and YouTube. You don't have to tell them it's automatic and that we do it for you. This tool here, share the seller social media, great tool if you want more listings and referrals, great tool. eFlyer, great tool. Nearby homeowner letter, the #1 tool for listing leads. If you want the listing lead to turn into a listing contract, this is the #1 tool. So I want to just tell you, you should be using all 5 of these things. That's why we put them at the top. This letter, the Nearby Homeowner letter, was buried 3 clicks under the system. We put it all straight up in front of you right now so that you can get this letter and use it, right? So that's kind of the thing. Yeah, we made it easier. Hopefully Adrian is saying he was lost. We made it a lot easier to use, and we're combing out every page and making it like much simpler for you to use. So I definitely recommend it. And we do have, I'm going to just say this since Adrian put a message up here. And Adrian, you probably never knew this, or maybe I told you and you forgot, or maybe I never told you. But I want everybody to think about this. We have branded and unbranded virtual tours. We auto stitch them together. If you're investing in really high quality video, you can put it in here. But the point of it is that virtual tours usually look really good, right? That's how you pay people to do them, but they don't capture leads. And as you can see from this page, call to actions pop up right away, right? You can delay that call to action. You say, oh, I want that to wait 30 seconds. I want them to do that. I wouldn't recommend anything longer than 10 seconds. There are more call to actions on the left, like all my links to my website. Adrian is with Coldwell Banker, and I'm going to share this information for all of you, but also for anybody at any of the Realogy brands. This hyperlink here, this web address, you can drop in Dash, and they will syndicate that out for you. If you're with Keller Williams, you've got something called KWLS. It's kind of buried in your command. They will syndicate this out for you so that your virtual tours get out there and capture leads. Another cool thing, Adrian, is if you've got competitor offices from Realogy, like Coldwell, well, you are Coldwell Banker, but Century 21 or Sotheby's, let's say if you've got those local in the same MLS, when this listing goes out there, this virtual tour follows them, right? Because right now your listings, they go to your competitor sister companies, right? And if a lead is captured on that system, on like the neighboring Sotheby's site, that lead goes to their agent. But if somebody clicks on this virtual tour inside their website, well, we drive this lead back to you. So I would definitely be taking advantage of that if I was at Realogy or Keller Williams to get that. For some of you, your MLSs allow branded MLSs. I think most of you don't, but that's what that is, and it captures leads as well. So guys, I don't see any more questions. Thanks for the questions that you did put in. I hope this helps you today. Turn on retargeting. Use retargeting when you can. Turn on follow-ups. Convert these leads. I can, if you haven't realized it, we are great at capturing leads. Definitely on Facebook. Number one way to get buyer leads is running an ad on Facebook. I mentioned the other ways of getting listing leads, stuff like that, but convert these leads. So everybody, thanks for joining me today. Keep safe out there. This call will be in the mastermind group. Oh, wait, we should have retargeting on always. Yes, when you come in to the ad section, now I've already accepted it, so it's not visible. There's usually a thing that says turn on retargeting. Accept that, and that allows us to create the file in your ad account on Facebook and start dropping in leads, right? If you're somebody who's been with us for years, yeah. So if you're somebody who's been with us for years and you've got like 1,000 leads, those leads are going to be dropped into the custom audience. Meet is asking for retarget. Do you also get new leads? Yes. So anytime if you turn on retargeting, all the old leads are going to be swept into that file. Every time you run an ad and you capture leads, those are going to be dropped into the same custom audience. So you'll be able to retarget those. So when you're running new ads, use retargeting. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any calls next week. I'm going to be in Austin for a conference, but we'll be back soon. And you can always go into the mastermind group and type in recorded webinar, and all of our calls, all the calls that I've done are all there. So take it easy, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.